Hi, everybody. It is the 19th, Wednesday, 19th of January. Remember, today is the Clubhouse live stream this afternoon, and I'm looking forward to that. I get to do it on my new laptop, so logging in shouldn't be a huge issue, which on my old one, it became a nightmare at times. Things that should have popped up instantly were taking like 5-10 minutes to log in and stuff. So it'll be kind of fun just to see what it's like on a new piece of gear. We had a great day yesterday with Russ and I went over to Russ Kunkel and I went over to Steve Postel's house and recorded bass and drums on 3 tracks for a Japanese artist. And hopefully they're happy with it. We did the job, sent it off, and we're waiting to hear back if they're happy. And then after that, Waddy and Cooch came over, and we listened down to a bunch of the songs. We're pretty close to finishing another album with the immediate family, and it is so good. I mean, it is so good. It is so deep. There's a couple of tracks on there that I wish they were still doing Soul Train and having the line dance that they do, because they are so perfect for that. But it was just great to have. It's the first time we've all been together in quite a while now, and so that was really great to have that opportunity yesterday. And let's see, and then just today's just another day. I've got a whole bunch of book orders came in yesterday, so after I finish this video, I'll fill those out and run those to the post office, and then get ready for the live stream, and then going to a play tonight at the Amundsen Theater at the Music Center in downtown Los Angeles. I don't know which show it is, but I'm a seasoned subscriber, so I try to go see everything. So let's have a musical adventure today. There's one artist that I worked with who still on Facebook and everything, and she's just great. And I've been trying to get this album on YouTube. Finally sorted out a couple of tracks from it. Sometimes it's really difficult. I find these albums and then I go start putting the songs in and they just don't show up. They were never put on YouTube. So this is a challenge on a daily basis with this. But this artist is Anne Bertucci, is her name. I'm going to just read a little bio here. Her bio is very long and involved, so I'm just going to give a little heads up here, and then I'll talk about this album. It says Anne Bertucci was born and raised in Northern California and was already singing in honor choirs by the age of 12, along with her brother Anthony, who was on electric guitar, and performed through her high school years doing talent shows, weddings, pep rallies, and casuals. After performing in numerous rock and roll bands throughout the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s, Anne decided it was time to move to Los Angeles for a chance at a recording deal. This is the thing, almost all these artists, everybody has this back history of where they started. People tend to think, oh yeah, they just showed up and they had a deal and they'd never done anything before. But almost everybody I've ever worked with has a pretty extensive history throughout their lives before they ever got any notice and were able to get their deals and get signed and all that. And that's really kind of the fun part of going through all of this stuff, is really discovering the road everybody takes, because it can be an incredibly discouraging experience too, where you think you've got something and nobody's responding. But at the end of the day, it just takes one person to hear you and believe in you, and it can change your life. So but you've got this history. So it said, after auditioning for a band named The Babies, Anne was chosen over 100 applicants to join the band as the featured vocalist for their entire 1979-80 tour. The Babies with Anne toured nationwide as the opening act for Alice Cooper, Cheap Trick, Eddie Money, Ted Nugent, Journey, Styx, and other major acts, playing the largest concert arenas in the USA and Canada. Also performed live and live to tape on all major television music shows, including Midnight Special, Don Kirshner's rock concert. Anne made her first 24-track master solo recording of 4 songs and began to shop a deal in Los Angeles. Bobby Hart of Boyce and Hart. They were a huge team with a lot of history in this business, Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart. Bobby Hart initiated negotiations and got her a deal with Marvel Productions. Thus began Ann's career with her first vinyl debut. Then it goes on and talks about all the rest of her career, which is really fascinating. And it's cool that she's on Facebook all the time and stuff. So I'm well aware of what she's up to. But hold on one sec here. Let me double check. So this album that I did with her was called I'm Number One. And we did this in 1981, and it was produced and arranged by Eric Bulling, engineered by Umberto Gatica, who I've done so many records with Umberto. He for so long did all of David Foster's recordings. We recorded at Sunset Sound and Davlin Sound, and it was mastered by Bernie Grunman over at A&M Studios. The first one I'm going to play is You're Out, and it's myself on bass, Mike Baird on drums, Mike Landau on guitars, and Greg Matheson on keyboards. And it was written by Marcia Waldorf. So here we go. Let's just listen to some music. Ann Bertucci, You're Out. Buffering going on.
You're such a pretty boy, but nothing's behind the mirror except 7 years of deep misfortune from the cracks between your ears. I don't have to take
It's always funny you hear that bit of crackling at the end where you know this was uploaded from vinyl. That's, you're so used to, back in the days of always listening to records, you had going on there. It's brings back memories, I'll tell you. Here's a song called, It's a Crazy Life, this one is called, and it's myself on bass, Mike Baird on drums, Mike Landau on guitar, Eric Bulling on acoustic guitar, Greg Matheson on keyboards, and the background vocalists on this are Richard Page from Mr. Mister, Steve George, and Tom Kelly. And this was written by Wolf Stein, Wolfgang Haas, and Marcia Waldorf. So here we go. It's a Crazy Life.
My mirror says I had a sleepless night. Without you here, I had bad dreams. But stranger things have happened, love, mystery.
Some weird buffering
and
going on.
nothing's ever what it seems. I do admit I thought you'd stick around. Not here 1 minute, gone the next. I don't know why we couldn't get it off the ground, but I refuse to be depressed. And baby, oh baby, it's so crazy, such a hazy, such a crazy life. Just another morning after, just another night. Secret treasures, midnight pleasures for the appetite. Living on the edge of love. I'm always taking chances with my heart. I got a gambler in my soul. I'd rather take the night and have the memories than play it safer all alone. And baby, oh baby, it's so crazy, such a hazy, such a crazy life. Just another morning after, just another night. Secret treasures, midnight pleasures for the appetite. Living on the edge of love. It's so crazy, such a hazy, such a crazy life. Just another morning after, just another night. Secret treasures, midnight pleasures for the appetite. Living on the edge of love. Oh, it's so crazy, such a hazy, such a crazy life. Just another morning after, just another night.
Yeah, great pipes. She's a great singer. And so that's that. That is, let's see, I'm Number One from 1981 and Bertucci. And there's a whole bunch of really great songs on this album. So it's worth checking out the album. It's just finding some of the stuff on YouTube because it becomes very, very difficult at times. But I'm glad I found a couple of pieces from it. So I'm going to make, this will be a nice quick little visit today. I'm going to go and take care of my booking t-shirt orders and all that stuff and get that done so that I can get ready this afternoon to have our clubhouse hang for a couple of hours, which will be great. See what everybody's been up to in these past 2 weeks. I know they're out there making trouble for themselves. They're a bunch of rascals in there. Again, I'm thanking, boy, especially medical staff who are just going through absolute hell in these overpacked hospitals, trying to save lives that really shouldn't be there, and people that really need to be there can't get in because there's no beds available. It's just madness. And now I've just heard about a couple more players I know yesterday who are refusing to get vaccinated and have lost major accounts that they've had for years, and major tours coming up because people are not going to get hired to be in bands on the road if they're unvaccinated. Just think about that. If nothing else, I mean, if just the health of you and your community doesn't mean enough to you, just your livelihood will be over too, because word's out. And it's a long uphill battle to come back from that saying, oh, and I'm okay now, after people have already replaced you with somebody else. So think about that. But God, it's the simplest thing in the world. Just go get vaccinated. It's a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. And the ones that aren't, they're no-brainers. So I've got friends in the hospital right now, and I'm so worried about them. You know, they should never have been there in the first place, but they're there, and I care deeply about them. So I'm hopeful that they will survive this, but they're in pretty bad shape. So that's what's going on in this world. But take good care. I'll see a bunch of you this afternoon, and otherwise I'll be back tomorrow with some more music. But it's fun finding these artists that I can, if you're not familiar with them, turning you on to them. Like I've said before, it's real easy to put up Toto and Phil Collins and James Taylor and Jackson Browne and all these, Crosby, Stills and Nash and all that. Yeah, people immediately gravitate to those when you put them up. But it's really fun also to turn people on to music they're unfamiliar with, because so much of that is just as valid as the stuff that became hits. There's a whole set of circumstances that go on that make it possible for one person to be at the top of the charts and another person's album not even to get released. Musically, they can be just as credible as each other. So it's kind of a crapshoot. So it's nice to share these with you. So take good care, and I will see you later or tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.